4, 1. Okay, it's been a long time coming, I know. I'm sorry, life has gotten incredibly busy. The reason being, I'll just tell you guys, I decided to expand my bricks and mortar music school. The online space is amazing, but I enjoy teaching people face to face, and I decided to take a punt about a year ago, and now I've got a business with about 135 students and several teachers, and I did not anticipate the challenges that would come with that. So it's been a ride, but I'm here. If you would like if you'd like to be part of what I'm doing here, I've actually got these hats. Actually, I'm not taking it off. You know what happens then? Start talking about rockabilly and quiffs and how I've lost all my guitar powers. But there's only 4 of these left. There were 20. But if you'd like one, they're $40 Australian plus postage. They were actually stitched here by a place 10 minutes walk from my house, 3-minute drive. Really cool, really good people actually. B&H Embroidery, I think. I've forgotten. I'll put the link below. So if you'd like a hat, please get in touch. I can definitely organise one for you. And today we're working on Race with the Devil. It is solo, the first solo, okay? And I'm going to break it down for you. You'll have seen the tabs at the start, but I'm going to give you a few little theory insights and just walk you through, as I do. Whenever I don't do it, people miss it. So here it is. And we're just going to get straight into it. There's going to be no editing. This is going to be old school. You're going to get all my bad jokes and poor comments and the mistakes that I make trying to communicate this incredibly complicated instrument. So here we go. You'll have noticed the very start of the solo, you hear the 2 little open string hits. Just like that. And by the way, I didn't bring my power adapter for my delay pedals today, so we're running without delay. Rockabilly regulars, please forgive me. I'm going to show you the notes. You can work out the slapback. Anyhow, I do have settings on the previous video for this, so go check that out if you want to know more about the slapback settings that I'm not using today. So we go a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's the first thing we do. Do upstrokes, okay? Take my word for it. It'll make more sense later. They're the offbeats. I prefer to do upstrokes on offbeats, so we're always informed. So 3, 4, 1, and 2, and. The next thing we do is this lick, okay? So this is inside, think of this inside an E major kind of chord, okay? If we want to reference a region that we're working on, think about maybe like an E minor pentatonic scale. You can kind of see a bit of a relationship there. I'll talk about my Rockabilly Rebuild course at the end. I will refer to some things that will pertain to what I teach in the course. So for example, the first lick we're doing here is the 5th degree, 6th degree, and the 1st degree, okay? For those that already know, there you go. That's what's happening there. So using that 6th degree. For example, if we think of a pentatonic scale, but we use the 6th degree instead, it's quite a different sound. That's sort of the stuff that is taught in that course. I'll get into that later. So we've got that lick. So we went 12, 14, 12 here. Okay, so ba, 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 do, ba. And you can hammer that 14 or you can pick it, up to you. From bar 19 on your transcription, which you get if you're a member of the Patreon, of course, 15 and then 12. So next we've got, that's it there. Ba, do, ba, ba, ba. The next thing that happens in bar 19 is we get these rolling triplets. Okay, that's the rest of the bar. So what that sounds like when I complete it. Okay, we do that another time through. Okay, sorry. And we do finish slightly different in bar 20. So I'm going to play everything up to the end of bar 20, and then I'll give you some tips on those triplets. 3, 4, 1. All right, so in a way, we're doing 14, 12 at the very end. These triplets, to get them flowing, practice them like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, and when you're learning these solos, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you, if you're listening to that right now and you've got the technical chops to play these ideas, but you're like, oh, how many times does that happen? Or when do you go to this bit? Listen to me playing it and try singing along till you can hear what's happening. When you can hear it in your ear, you can play it in your fingers, if that makes sense. 3, 4, 1. Roll, 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 14, 12. Okay? So the last one that we play was on the first string, and then we stop doing the triplets and we go 14, 12. Okay? You could even think of it that we're doing at the start of 19, or into 19 now. Roll on the second, roll on the first, roll on the second, roll on the first, roll on the second, roll on the first, 14, 12. Okay? And then we're now into bar 21, and we're back to the root note there. So when we do that lick, by the way, we're doing the flat third degree, and even on a major chord. Very common rock and roll sound. And then we're doing the second degree. Then we're doing the flats to the root note, flat 7, 6th degree, 5th degree. Okay, bar 21, we do this lick. So we come off the, here's bar 21, and it goes. All right, so we're going 12th fret on the first string, 14th on the second string, 12th fret on the 4th string, play the 14th fret on the 3rd string, and hit the 2nd string at the same time. So make sure you're on the tip there. Okay, Cliff probably pinched both strings using pick and fingers, like that. Or you can just strum both. Then finish on the 12 there, okay? And then we get this really cool. Okay, that's going into 22 and completing through 22. So after we do, at the end of the bar, bend the 11th fret up to the 12th fret. What he's doing there is he's playing tones you'd expect someone to play. Like even if we're just doing a basic pentatonic, it's a great trick to bend into those notes. So here's the, you go, how cool's that? Takes a bit of practice getting the feel. That's really cool. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about this solo. One of the really clever things, just those little semitone bends that, you know, you may not have thought of doing until you saw him doing it. So after you do that little semitone bend at the end of 21 into 22, 3, 4, you play this lick. So 14 on the 3rd string, 12 on the 3rd string, hammer to 13, okay, on the 3rd string. I nearly did the 2nd string then. 12 on the 2nd string, 14 on the 2nd string, okay? So, okay. And look, I'm alternating the pick there, 2, 3, 4, down, up, hammer, up, down. Doesn't matter if you don't do that exactly the way I'm doing it. I like to keep that rhythm. I just noticed I might put the light up slightly. So, into bar 23, so we get this. So after we do that, we get this lick. Sorry. Okay, so that is double stops on the 12s, 15th fret on the 1st string. See, I'm using my pinky, then my 3rd finger on the 14th fret of the 1st string, then the 2 12s again. I'm doing all pinching at that point. This bit I just strum, and it sounds to me on the recording like he's strumming it. So that is an E major triad. Then we're adding the 6th degree. Okay, so that's 13, 12, 12. We're adding the 6th degree, which is the 14th fret on the 2nd string, the C sharp. And down, up would be the way to do that. And before the bar's out, we get that kind of anticipated bent note again, which sounds fantastic. So I'll just play. Okay, so that was the end of 24. Into 25, we get this lick. 26. Okay, I feel like that's one lick. It's a long lick, but it's one lick. So that lick, after we do the bend on the 14, Just semitone bend to the pitch of a D. Okay, practice those bends. You're going to need them. Then we go 14, 12, 14, 12. So that was from the second string. 14, 12, 14, 12. Hammer to 13. 12 on the second string. 14 on the second string. 12 on the first string. And then 12 on the second string twice. So... And that's the lick from 25 through 26. And then bar 27, we start that famous octave lick. Okay? And that goes like this. Third fret on the third string, slide to the fourth, and then play the octave, which is the seventh fret. So that's a B flat to a B, B to C in the octave, C to C sharp in the octave, and C sharp to D in the octave. And then we go from a D to an E flat or what have we done? Yep, to an E flat or a D sharp, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. We're moving up, so we might refer to it as a D sharp. When you're reading notation, generally, if an idea is being moved upwards, it would be shown as sharp, so your eyes know when you're reading that that's where that's going. My reading got quite a workout recently because I still work at a private school as well, and I played in the school production. And I tell you what, it was a good thing that I was, my reading's quite good because we get given the book, and I really didn't get much time to look at it until the rehearsals begun. But my reading got me out of trouble, and then so I know people probably don't read music much anymore, but I tell you what, I was very happy to have that skill last month. So anyway, from here, so that lick, and you finish on that. Now, what's the science behind this lick? Presumably we're playing some kind of B7 chord at this point in the bass or in the background, like the 5 chord of a blues. And we're sliding into the 5, and then we're just walking up for the sake of tension. But that note works really well. That's the third degree of a B major chord, which kind of sets us up for the E. So it's just a convenient series of steps that starts in a good place and resolves in a good place, and that's often how chromatic tension works. So the last little part of this is just the... So that is literally just parts of an E major triad, and I'm pulling on the 14th fret here, so it's like a dominant 7 chord. We've got the third degree in the flat 7. Okay? So we're sort of going... Okay, that's like an E7. So it's playing around with like an E6, E7 idea. So we bend, keep this finger stable, pull this one down, come back, 12th fret, back to 14, back to 12. Okay, get it in your head, you'll be able to play it. So that, my friends, is one of the greatest rockabilly solos of all time. The next ones are great too, but I feel like that one really is just classic perfection and has everything, has a lot in it that, can make you a great rockabilly player, especially over a typical kind of rockabilly blues with that kind of dominant 7 major vibe. If it was minor, obviously there's things in this that wouldn't work. Maybe it's not obvious to you. If it's not obvious to you, do me a favor, check out the Rockabilly Rebuild course. I think that course is fantastic. I put so much time and effort into that. $99 US, but I'm telling you, all the feedback I get from people that do it, and I know I haven't made testimonies and stuff, but there are some really great testimonies. I don't have the energy for the marketing. If you follow my videos and you value what I'm talking about, that lesson is everything that helped me break down many styles, not just rockabilly. It actually teaches you music theory at the level that will really, really help you. It's almost like street level music theory. What you need to know, then you can develop the rest from there. And that was the point. And that's why when I do my own rockabilly ideas and soloing, even in jazz and everything, I use this same concept of understanding tones and chord tones and the 7-note scale and what I'm actually using relative to any root note on any chord. So, yeah, anyway, I've preached about that enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. Great to finally be able to make another one. I hope you really enjoyed it. I have, actually. It's been really, really good. So stick around for more. Thanks for the support. Thanks to all my Patreons and my YouTube followers and subscribers. Don't forget to comment and like it. It all helps. And I will see you in the next video. Or come down to the guitar school one day. You know, just jump on a plane if you're, from Texas or whatever. See you later.